Welcome back to the Euro MMA Hub YouTube page. And you may have heard of a young man called Muhammad Mokaev. He's a former multiple time world champion at the amateur level. He was just signed by Brave Combat Federation recently. He announced today that he had the sixth pullout ahead of his debut for Brave this weekend at Brave CF 37. But there's one man who is stepping up to fight Mokaev, and I'm delighted to be joined by him now. Glenn McVeigh, how are you doing today, sir?
Very good, very skinny, very depleted of nutrients and food, but absolutely ecstatic to be getting this guy. I won't curse. Absolutely ecstatic to be getting this guy. Like he's got so much hype behind him, and you know, obviously, he's fucking 23-0 at amateur. He was ranked number one, and he's obviously he's fighting in a big promotion. So to be able to get a fight like that is just unbelievable for a first fight. I already had a fight booked for Cage Conflict at featherweight. I'm still going to be fighting it, but to be getting this level and this amount of like attraction and stuff towards my first pro fight is just insane. Like.
So as you said, you're transitioning from amateur to pro on short notice. I think it's 3 days notice. The fight's going to be on Saturday. So what are we, Wednesday now? So how did this come about? I guess how was the fight made?
Well, I was actually sparring. I was sparring with Paul Hughes the other night. And have you actually not heard of him?
No, I have. I've interviewed Paul before.
I was sparring with Paul the other night, and I didn't feel too bad. I haven't really got much sparring in over quarantine and stuff. I've just been like grappling and stuff, but I didn't feel too bad, and I just felt good. And then everyone was saying about how Mo needed an opponent, and I was like, how are people pulling out? Like, that's a massive opportunity on a huge show, and a trip to Sweden and stuff. I was like, that just sounds like a dream to me. Like, to go over there and just absolutely like get into a war with someone, especially someone, you know what I mean? Like, obviously me and him have had back and forth privately for 3 years now. He's been texting me, I've been texting him. So obviously I wanted to fight. Like, from his early fights, he was doing really well, and he's obviously from Britain, and he wrestled like around the same sort of areas as my best friend Matthew Elliott, because he wrestled for Great Britain as well. So Matt was telling me about him, saying he was very good and stuff. His wrestling was good. So it came about, and now it's like this kind of animosity now where he's texting me saying like some not very nice things, and the words are being exchanged now back and forth. But like, I literally don't care. Like, it would have been ideal if I had like a few weeks to train for him, to be honest. It's kind of frustrating that he wouldn't take the fight back then. He obviously had other things going on, but I think he's probably just thankful now. He's probably just thankful now to get an opponent, to be honest. Like, super rare to get an opponent on very short notice like that, with a ton of weight to cut and not much of a camp, and all the shit that goes with that.
Yeah, and you spoke about the weight cut there. So what weight is this fight going to be at? Is it going to be a bantamweight as usual, or?
Yeah, bantamweight as usual. I actually haven't fought bantamweight in nearly a year now, but like, the plan has been to come down and get back to where my body feels good. So I'm smaller now than I was this time out before my last bantamweight fight, which is good, which is so good. Like, and like, I'll literally honestly, it'll be a tough cut, whatever, but the motivation of getting to fight this guy is all I need. Like, I'll be in the sauna just like singing, dancing. I just can't, like, to punch him in the face is the most gratifying thing for me. Like, I don't like the money, whatever. It's actually decent money, but I don't care about that. Like, just getting the punch and elbow him in the face, regardless of what happens, like, that's all for me. Like.
And you mentioned it's going to be it might be a tough cut, but how much training have you actually been doing? Like, is this going to be, is this a case where you're kind of coming off the couch? You're going in against a multiple-time world champion, kind of a guy seen as the hottest prospect in amateur MMA, transitioning to pro. So I guess, how prepared are you for this?
I mean, I've been at the beach hitting pads. I've been doing a
Hitting
bit of
pads or sipping drinks?
hitting pods with a few minors. No worries. Like, well, no, I don't I don't need a full count to fight this guy. Like, there's no way. Like, I'm gonna be comfortable and calm in there. I've literally fought nearly the same amount of times as him. I'm one of the most experienced pro fighters now. One of the most experienced amateurs has turned pro now. This is a nightmare for him. He struggled with Kieran Mahone. Like, I love Kieran Mahone, but he's, you know what I mean? That's a flyweight. That's a flyweight. I'm a guy that is huge for bantamweight. I know personal stories about him where he's tried to get smaller guys. He's worried about bigger guys. He's worried about tough challenges. That's why he's comfortable taking this on a few days' notice. Like, I'm not coming in here saying I'm in the best shape of my life, but I'm coming in here saying I know I can fucking work this guy. Like, I can kill this cunt. Like,
As you mentioned, you have an extensive amateur career yourself. A lot of people will have heard of Muhammad, but they may not have heard of yourself. So maybe, obviously, you've won the Cage Warriors Academy title at bantamweight. You've won the Cage Conflict title at amateur as well. So maybe just could you give the viewers who may not be familiar with you just some background on your background in MMA?
yeah, I won them two belts. Plus, I beat Yagib Kazuri for the Akuma Super Bantamweight title, and I also don't hold it anymore, but I held the Cage Legacy Super Bantamweight title. Like, I've did absolutely everything at amateur, and to be honest, it's sort of frustrating when it's like, friggin', you're trying to get these fights with these guys, and you see who they're fighting, and they're in the IMAFs, and there's so much politics that goes on with the IMAFs, and it's like, come on, like, you just need, you know what I mean? If the funding was over here and it was in the right places, I'm not going to say anything bad, but if the funding was in the right places, in the right gyms
You
to
say
get the
whatever you say whatever you'd like, Glenn.
do you know what I mean? Like, if honestly, I'm not even joking. If my best friend here, Matthew Elliott, if he got the opportunity to go to the IMAFs and fight at featherweight, he would mop up. Like, there would be literally no one. You know what I mean? He's 4-0 now. He would be the freaking IMAF champion. He would be the number one pound for pound featherweight in the world. It's just hard to get them opportunities whenever you're not in the politics. Do you know what I mean?
I
So
get
we have
what
to
you mean.
yeah,
And
we have to get it slaving in other ways. Do you
so
know
I
what I
just want
mean?
to bring it back to
What
the beef between you for the moment, because it sounds like there's been a lot of back and forth on social media between the two of you for a considerable amount of time. So, like, how real, like, is this a case that you guys are trying to help up a fight, or is this a legitimate beef that you've had for a number of years now?
the guy is crazy. The guy who texts me, and can I curse here,
You can
Andy?
curse. Yeah.
The guy texts me the craziest stuff. I text him being like, I want to fight you, mate. Like, it'd be a great fight. He replied and was like, I fuck you. What? That doesn't even make any sense. The guy fanboyed Matt, talking about how good Matt's wrestling is and all. I've been wrestling with Matt for years, sparring with him every day. I know exactly every entry that Mo does. I know what head his side goes in whenever he shoots. I'm in the worst, absolute worst matchup for him. Like, if it was an hour's notice and he'd had a full training camp, I'd be a nightmare matchup for him. Like, there's no way. Like, it's gonna be a nightmare for him. Honestly, he's gonna have to have improved severely from his last fight 8 months ago to beat me. Like, that's it. Like, if he comes in anywhere near to where he was, it's gonna be a quick finish. Like, he's gonna get subbed. It's gonna be a long night. He's gonna be getting elbowed. Even if he takes me down, like, he's gonna be getting damaged. Like, and you know what I mean? The I know that he has all them hype man. Like, he has a ton of people behind him. He travels with a big crowd. You know what I mean? The coaches and all. But, like, it's almost like he's lost sense of, like, you can't text people being like that. And I'm all one for, like, having a bit of crack and a bit of shit talk. But Jesus Christ, like, the guy is saying, like, when I see you at backstage at shows, no, I'm gonna kill you, Like, I don't
Well,
mind. Like,
well, it just so happens that I was speaking with Mo earlier today, and he relayed a message for me to send to you. So if you don't mind, I'll read that out right now, and then maybe
go ahead.
we can get your response to him. So he asked me to ask you if you have health insurance with you, because whoever talks shit against him all gets finished before it goes to decision, and for me to remind you
Do
of
you have,
that.
before you said that?
Sorry, say that again.
Did you have to use Google Translate before you said that?
No, no, it was I was able to read it, but
That
yeah,
was
like what do you think of that? Like, what's your response to a message like that?
he said, I'm gonna need help. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I can still hear you.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna need health insurance.
He said, ask him if he got health insurance with him because whoever talks shit against me, they've all been finished before it went to decision. Remind him that.
Are you joking me? Hang on. Yeah, hang on. Right. First of all, he's a liar. First, that's like. First of all, Kieran Mahan had beef with him. They squared off at the weigh-ins. Kieran missed weight. He was slobbering to Kieran about missing weight, even though he took it on a day's notice. Then he went to a 5-round decision in which he lost the last round of. What is he talking about? He's not this crazy finisher. Like, you know what I mean? He's over there friggin'. There's not that many good armies out there, to be honest. But he's over there in the IMAS fighting these friggin' junior, these little 18, 17-year-olds that are that are fighting, and they're tiny and they're flyweights, and I'm like, what is he talking about? He has
Do you
17.
think that your style will match up more so with the approach of a professional fight rather than an amateur in comparison to his?
Like absolutely, like insanely. Hang on. When he wrestles, honestly, I don't want to get too deep into technique because I've been watching him for a very long time. But when he wrestles, he likes to stall. He likes to keep his head places. He likes to hold his body locks and stuff. He's not very fluid in transitions, and that's where you can be getting elbowed, you can be getting hit, and the people are just comfortable grappling with him the entire time without striking him. And now it's going to be so much easier with elbows and stuff. He's very, very good in the wrestling transitions, even in grappling. He's mainly wrestling, but I'm gonna hurt him. Like I swear to God, like I'm gonna hurt him. Like if I don't strangle him, literally, like when he shoots in, like he's gonna feel it. It's gonna be different. There's nobody that jumps on the necks like the boys up at our gym. Like nobody jumps on the necks like us boys. Like and I'm gonna be jumping for his neck. I'm gonna be jumping for anything. Like I don't want to be in there for 15 minutes with him. To be honest, I don't want to be in there getting tired. You know what I mean? Fuck that. I want to be in there get him out quickly. That's where my head. He's, I mean, health insurance. What's he gonna do? Like, what's he gonna do? Like, break my arm? Like, what? He's crazy.
And so
I don't even.
the trash talk aside, I'm sure you have a lot of respect for his ability in general, even though you have your differences. Final question: how do you see the fight going? How do you see it playing out? What's going to happen on Saturday night?
What's gonna happen? You're gonna see me walk in there with. Uh, you're gonna see me walk in there, huge, and you're gonna see me walk him down, hit him with straight shots. Honestly, this is the game plan. Hit him with straight shots. He's wild. He'll back up. He'll shoot, panic shoot like he does. I'm not just gonna fall over like all these other boys. I'm gonna either strike him as he's in the legs, or I'm gonna grab his neck. He's gonna panic like he did against Kieran Mahone. He's gonna either let go, or he's gonna keep trying to wrestle and he's gonna get choked, or he's gonna let go. I'm gonna stuff his head. I'm gonna hit him, and I'm gonna hurt him. And you know what I mean? If the fight goes to the mat, like I do not mind. Like I'll be elbowing him from the bottom, looking for submissions, scrambling. He doesn't understand how scrambly it's gonna be. If he wants to get into them wrestling scrambles and them grappling scrambles, like he needs to protect his neck. He needs to bring someone in there to protect his neck. Like it's not good. And I just see it going probably catch him in a submission. If not, it's going to be a rough fight. The entire duration, a rough fight, and I'm going to be hitting him the whole time, and I'm going to be looking to freaking push him the whole time. Like he's not going in there for some sort of, I don't know what they would think it would be, some sort of freaking setup for Mo to like wrestle someone and ground and pound them and look like a world beater. That's, you know what I mean. That's not him. Just because
Last
he's Dagestan. Like,
last thing now. So, do you have any one final message for Mo? He's sent one to you. what would be your message to Mo if you were to speak directly to him right now?
If I were to speak directly to him right now.
Yeah, you're speaking to him right now.
Okay. Muhammad Mokaev, I am going to put you to sleep, and I'm literally coming in there to kill you. That's the message. If I see you in the fucking hotel, I'm gonna punch the fuck out of you. If I see you out in the street buying water, I'm gonna try and kill you. It doesn't matter. I literally don't care. You're not gonna friggin' step on me just because you're in a crowd, whatever. At the weigh-ins, you're not gonna grab me. You're not gonna push me. You're not gonna talk bad to me. You know what I mean? The Irish aren't like that. You see him with Kieran Mahone. The Irish don't take that shit. The Irish will fight back whenever. Like we're not these boys that are gonna take some shit from some Dagestani. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm
Glenn,
gonna sleep.
Glenn, thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much for your time today. I really appreciate it. As I said, six pullouts for Mokaev so far. So fair play to you for taking the fight on 3 days' notice and heading over to Sweden. And good luck with your weight cut and safe travels.
Look at that.
It's a good way to
Thank
end it.
you.
Cheers, Glenn.